This topic is about scaling your business without scaling your workload. And why I say that, because it was never a better time than after the entire world experienced that remote work actually works, to leverage remote work and technology to build a business that can run independently from you and from your time. And why is that so important? It's simply because you might know that feeling when you started as a freelancer. You want to change the world, right? You want to be what the name freelancer includes. You want to be free. You want to be free and self-determined and independent and do something meaningful. But this is what I tried to do when I started in 2006 as a software development freelancer. I studied computer science, and I started as a developer with the age of 12 years. So I was always very excited about developing software. And I thought building a business cannot be that hard because I know how to build software and everyone needs that. So that led to the false assumption that building a business was easy. And I always realized that I cannot really grow that without growing my workload. I was literally running this hamster wheel, the time for money with high dependency trap, from 2006 till 2018. Right. And the root cause was that I was a really skilled software developer. At least I thought that about myself. And I had built my business in a way that all other businesses are built. So I was the boss on top, the red person here, hiring other people so that I can delegate work to them. And while that looked good in the beginning, it became my biggest trap, forcing me to work like 10 to 14, sometimes 16 hours every day, including the weekend, and have no time for my personal and private life. So instead of being free and independent, I built my own cage, the typical golden business owner cage, that gave me exactly the opposite. But first, who I am. My name is Manuel Pistner. As I said, I started as a freelancer in 2006. Then I founded my own agency, which is typically the next evolution when you want to transition from a freelancer to business owner. I did that in 2011, and it caused many issues. I mean, there was a lot of growth, right? This business did 3 million euro revenue in 2018. I had 43 employees. So you could assume that this was a real success story. And from the growth it was, but from what I really wanted, wealth, freedom, and independence from the business I built, I didn't get that. So in 2018, when I was at the peak of my desperation, a big stone started rolling, because I had one big project and I had to hire new people. These days I hired full-time employees. And as it was so hard to win new talent in my local office, I had to hire based on many trade-offs and compromise in order to just get people that have the time to do the work. And that brought a lot of project risks into my business, and that crashed into my business exactly on the 6th of June 2018, 5:28 in the morning. And this is when I saw my business and my entire existence almost failing. So I literally had to crash my business almost. And I realized that this setup does not scale, because growing this business means growing with new people, means growing my fixed costs, and means growing just the dependencies and more people wanting something from me 24/7 every day. And in other words, growing that kind of business just meant growing my problems and shrinking my freedom over time. And this was definitely not what I signed up for. And if you want to join this whole drama, there is a TEDx talk about this experience, and also how 23 freelancers helped me get this project done and save my entire business and my existence. So this is definitely one of the most fascinating experiences I ever had in my entire life. If you want to take the free learnings away and join this drama, then I recommend watching this TEDx talk. But the essence of what I figured out, how to build a business that can run independently from my time, where I get talent on demand, reliable results from freelancers, where I can just lead a 4 million revenue business per year with just 2 to 3 hours per day, right? I want to share all these systems with you right now in this presentation. So recapturing the main problems that we want to solve and that you, if you want to grow a business from your freelancer career, definitely want to avoid is working crazy hours, because it exhausts you, it makes you crazy. And if stress increases, then like your business will not create wealth, freedom, and independence for you, but just high workload, stress, and problems, right? And then if you have a few big clients that pay all your bills and some very important key team members that do all the work, and you have typically this one-to-one relationship between client and your team, or client and you, then you have an ultimately high dependency. And if one of these parties leaves, your business is at risk, right? And then if you have to grow with full-time staff, you just grow your fixed costs, and that shrinks your profits, because when revenues go down, your fixed costs stay and they eat your hot-end profits faster than you can reduce them. And this creates a lot of stress. At the peak in 2018 with 43 employees, I had 250,000 euro fixed cost per month. And you can imagine how that feels when you almost win a new big project and this is what you need. And then in the end, the client tells you, we decided to go with another vendor. You don't want to have that. So it's better not to just rely on a few big clients, but build a system, a business that can serve many more smaller clients or mid-sized clients, but without doing everything always individually, and with a very well streamlined and organized process. I will show you how that can work. Yeah, and then it's, it's always the problem that you either have not enough clients or you don't have enough talent. And if you fix one problem, the next one appears. Right? Just imagine you are a freelancer today and you want a new big client. There's so much work that you cannot do it yourself. You hire employees and that increases your fixed costs. So then this project stops and your fixed costs stay. And then you are hunting for new projects. And then you win a new project, workload increases, you work overtime, your team gets stressed, you have to hire new people. And this is this hamster wheel of constantly fighting one of two very stressful problems, and there is no way out. And if you want to grow your business, I recommend not growing that way, but growing it more systemized, because growing it the old school way, as I described it, in a way as most service providers grow their business, is the road to burnout. I see, unfortunately, way too many people that end up in burnout, and you definitely don't want to have this experience. So this might be not what you signed up for, but in the next, do we have 50 minutes? Almost. In the next 10 minutes, I will give you all the systems and a blueprint of systems that you need to build in your business, and how you build and lead teams, if you want to do that, that can run independently from you and that can scale and that generate time and money for you, and not just stress and high problems. So the main question is how to attract clients. Typically, you do it via recommendations, offline channels, or just hope. But luckily, there is something like global remote work that the global pandemic pushed us into, and technology makes it possible to build systems that attract the right clients for you 24/7. These systems are called automated sales funnels, and they help you stand out in a global noisy marketplace where every service provider just screams out loud, buy my stuff, I'm awesome because I do software development or digital marketing. But honestly, clients don't listen anymore because everyone shouts that out. So you need to find a way to communicate better, and I will show you what better means, so that you can stand out from competitors and clients really want to work with you and prefer you instead of others. So you need to build offers that really have a high value for your clients and that solve concrete problems for clients. Okay, and that is something that is called productized services. Instead of providing something that you do, you provide a concrete solution to a specific problem. For example, if you offer digital marketing services, what your clients really want to achieve is they want to grow their business online, right? And they don't just want a person that runs some campaigns. They want to win new clients or new leads, right? If you do software development, they don't just want someone who can translate requirements into code. This is one thing. but this is not the entire solution they want. What they want is they want to build a software that their users really love, use, and pay for, right? But that's a different thing that requires additional packages, components to provide the entire full solution to the problem. But then clients see your business and your services as high value offers instead of just what I call commodity, where your services are exactly comparable to other service providers. And then guess what wins? The lowest price, of course. So this is a rat race where you have to decrease your prices every year because global competition gets bigger and bigger, while more and more competitors just offer the same services. So you differentiate yourself with productized services. And that makes selling a lot easier. And even more importantly, you can repeat doing the same thing again and again with a repeatable process and deliver your services always in the same way. That reduces stress, increases efficiency, increases profitability. And if you are really good, you can offer this for a packaged fee instead of just that you get paid for every hour you spend. Yeah, and you might think that clients always want services individually, and that is true. You don't productize the end results. Like you don't like sell the same software again, but you productize the service. You productize the process. You could take, for example, Scrum and offer this as your service agreement while your client is the product owner. And then you have different roles in your Scrum team and they implement requirements into code. And then you also help, for example, with other freelancers providing packaged services for UX design. And then you can ensure that you have an app with a user experience that clients really love, and that this app works also with a solid technology software as the basis. Yeah, and when you have your productized services, right, you can automate the sales process using a so-called funnel. It's a so-called omnipresent funnel where you use social media ads and Google ads to build, to hook clients with the problem they have and then provide them with a solution. So your brand is seen as really helpful instead of just, oh, there is another software developer. I have seen 100,000 in the last year. Okay, you become helpful if you focus on problems and then provide solutions. And you can fully automate that using funnels. Yeah, that's how you do it. And now is how you can deliver this. So, sorry, let me go one slide back. This is how you sell services like products, okay, with a repeatable sales process. And this is how you deliver your services with a virtual assembly line, while you have a repeatable process to deliver the services again and again. And you see that your productized offers, they connect to every step of your sales funnel, right? This could be a free offer. That's typically what you call a lead magnet that shows, for example, which components are required and what is the process to build an app or a software that users love and love to pay for, right? This could include like market research, user validation, how to create proper user stories, and then how a software development and agile software development process works and which roles you need in the team, right? This could be your free lead magnet. And then you could have like a free consultation, a strategy call. This is then the next step. And the strategy call could be that you create a project plan. And this is very important because that's a result. If clients talk to you and you in the call create a roadmap, a blueprint, a project plan, some first mockups, whatever, right in the call, they get some real value out of this call. And this is a complete opposite compared to what most service providers do. They just offer a free call. Let's get to know each other. And everyone thinks, oh my God, just another call. There is no perceived value with having a call, but there is perceived value with getting a project plan in 1 hour, right? And it doesn't have to include all the details. It's a high-level project plan. That's enough. But this makes your client experience you or your brand as really helpful, and they see themselves moving towards the direction, towards the goal they have. So this is something you want to consider when you like have sales calls. Instead of having just conversations, do something, create an outcome from the call. Okay, and then the next thing is when you have created the project plan, It can be, you can take the fast lane and do it with me because I know this stuff. I did it multiple times for my clients in a repeatable process. So you get quality and the fast lane, right? So that is what clients want. They want results. They don't just want like a software developer. Okay, and a quality standard, which is your virtual assembly line, helps you define, and these are the green dots here or squares. These are the deliverables. This is what your clients get to solve the problem. And for example, if you develop an app, it can be a high-level concept that consists of epics and user stories and first wireframes. Then the next thing is that you build a fine concept, which consists of user stories and designs. And then you start with an agile implementation process that works according to Scrum. And then in the end, you help them with a go live process. And also you help them with validating their users' experience by like helping them create user satisfaction surveys. Because then you build an app and you help them get transparency if their users really love the app you've created. And from there, you get even more work because user feedback means there is something to improve. So you take what should be improved, put that into the backlog in your agile delivery process, and then you improve the app and make it better and better over time. And this is how you keep your promise. And you do the same thing again and again. That's well productized and a repeatable process. And it keeps knowledge in your business and you can train people easier, right? If you know exactly what you need to do all the time to make a client happy, then it's also easy to onboard and train people, right? And that decreases failure rates and that decreases stress, which increases profitability, joy at work. And that's what your business is about. Right, and then you build something like a digital leadership system. That's nothing really magical. That's just like a virtual office, which are collaboration tools, and most importantly, a work tracking tool, which could be Jira, Asana, Trello, or any other tool where you can create these Kanban boards, and then you create templates with checklists, right? Templates and checklists for these deliverables, the green items here. And this is your virtual office that provides full transparency over results and progress using KPI-based monitoring for you and for your team. So everyone can see if they are on track or not. They can see customer satisfaction and they can see the progress. And it's not just you being the bottleneck telling everyone what to do. Because then if you are the bottleneck, you're the bottleneck for growth, and growing your business means growing your workload. And this is what you don't want. Okay. And with this digital leadership system and this quality standard, you can build self-managing teams. Now they own the customer satisfaction as they get constant feedback. They own creating the deliverables and they know exactly what they need to do because they are predefined. These are predefined elements, right? And they can do it independently from you while you just support them instead of standing in the middle of them and telling people what to do. And without you, nothing works. Okay, this is how you create the opposite. You build a self-managing business with self-managing teams, and they run the business independently and for you. While you can then focus on the strategy and on, basically building your business, right? If your business can run without you, then you have a real business. If you just do the work yourself, you are just, self-employed. This is not a business. A business consists of systems and teams that run the business independently from you. This is your hat that you wear as a business owner. And in the beginning, you wear two hats. You wear the hat of an operator doing software development yourself and project management, etc. And then step by step, you work yourself out of the business by building systems that replace you and building teams that replace you. Instead of being in the middle and doing the work, you step out and you are more like overseeing the work. Okay. And then you can even hire global freelancers and onboard them almost automatically using your quality standard, which allows you to create video trainings so that you can onboard freelancers, global freelancers, very efficiently. And then you don't depend on most important people that have all the knowledge in your business. And when they leave, you have a big, big problem because the knowledge leaves with them. This is how you keep the knowledge persistent in your business. And then instead of running and growing a business like this, where your workday is a mess and you are just stressed around and you have to jump from putting out the fires to serving and pleasing clients to serving and pleasing team members, to a business that gives focus to yourself, to your team, to your clients, and creates results reliably profitably and generates not just only money for you, but also time. And it's a business where you cannot just grow with growing your fixed costs, where you then have unpredictable profits as project revenues are highly volatile and your fixed costs are fixed. You can build a business where you create stable profits because your costs align with your revenues, and then you can always operate profitably. And instead of not knowing where your next client comes and you try like different ad platforms and you try cold outreach, which is often frustrating and just annoys people, you have a system. You have sales funnels that bring in new leads every day and leads that really want to work with you, that really want what you offer. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not a thing like, oh, tomorrow I have it. This is not a get rich quick formula. This doesn't exist. This is something that you can build when you seriously consider building a business. When you seriously want to invest your time and learn how to build these systems and dedicate time to it. It takes time. It takes, I would say, 6 to 9 months to build that up. But once it's built up, it runs without you, right? This is the nature of investment. And then instead of you being the bottleneck with 10, 14, or even 16-hour workdays, you have teams and systems that run the business independently from you, right? And then comparing selling commodity services where you always have to decrease prices every year in order to stay competitive. You can increase your prices year after year as you offer unique services that have a high perceived value for your clients. Remember, because they get a full solution to their problem, not just a service like software development that everyone provides. Yeah, and this is basically how you transform from freelancer to stressed manager. And if you want to skip that, you can focus on building a business, right? That really creates wealth, freedom, and independence for you, and not just stress, high workload, and problems. And having that said, we are already done. I hope that gave you some good insights, what not to do and how you build your business the right way. If you have questions, you can ask them now or connect with me on LinkedIn. Thanks for listening.